Hi everyone, welcome to another project. This is a test for me. I'm playing here just with, I don't know how it's called in English, but I'm making my own scribbles on some coffee dyed paper. And basically this project is a test. I'm very interested in acoustic art, but I don't like the smell of the product. So I've bought myself some pure beeswax because it is a naturally product and it doesn't smell. It's way better for my sick lungs. So here I am. I'm starting off with some collage papers. Some of them are really old and some of them I did coffee dyed myself. And it is a wooden panel, and in the background I've already made some scribbles in a layer of gesso. I did speed up, of course, this process because otherwise it would be very boring to look at for you. And yeah, it was fun to do. It was really fun. Here I'm ready with my collage pieces in the background, and I'm just using a stamp here and there, nothing special, just some circles. And I'm starting with some paint. I have some pretty natural colors. This piece again it's not for to sell or anything like that, just some playing and practicing for me with beeswax. See what it does and all that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to mute down a little bit of the collage papers, and I'm saying pretty transparent, by the way. I'm using some glazing medium, so I don't want to that all the papers disappear in the background. I don't like that. Okay, drying time, I cut that out for you. Very boring to look at. This is a I made it a little bit more on the red side, because I think it at the time I felt a little bit more colorful. So, but still very naturally, very light colors, and a lot of glazing medium added to it. A little bit of a sand color, yellow ochre, and off-white. In the end, I like this piece, but it is just a piece for me, or maybe I give it away to some of my students in my Facebook group. There's always somebody who I can make happy with it. So it is not a piece for selling. I don't think it was good enough to sell, but I really had fun creating it. And the beeswax, it is pretty new for me, so there was definitely a learning curve for me, but I really like it, and of course I like to share new projects. Here I'm starting by drawing a girl, very easy, pretty simple, nothing special. But that's recently I don't know what it is with me. I'm changing, at least not I am changing, but my art is changing. And I really like it to keep it more on a simple side. It's a little bit difficult to explain in English, but I don't know. It is. I just like it simple, and at least for now. Maybe in the future, things will be different. But for now, I'm in a stage that I'm searching. I want more. I want to play with other supplies than just acrylics. So beeswax is one of them, but also watercolors and inks, and a lot of mixed media. I'm a true mixed media artist, so yeah. I really like these coffee dyed papers. Anyway, I do like old stuff, so maybe that's because of my age. I don't know. I'm 50, but I like old stuff. And there is my head again. I'm sorry, guys. Still searching for the right camera setup. Ever since I have my own art room, I didn't find the right way so that my head doesn't come in the way, and I'm off frame a little bit because I zoomed in for you guys. Nothing special there, just her neck and her shoulders. There she is. I wanted this girl to be a little bit on the scribble side, and what I mean by that is a pretty simple shading and a lot of scribbles. I'm going to play with a lot of inks in a minute, and black inks. The biggest problem I had, that the girl was too small for this piece of wood. If I had made her a little bit bigger, and for some reason I draw her on the right side, I always draw on the left side when I draw a girl on a larger piece, and this wooden panel is in landscape, so not in portrait scape, but in landscape. And for some reason I did draw her on the right side, and normally I always draw all my girls on the left side. So that is a difference of this art piece. But then again, this is just testing and trying out a new medium, at least for me, a new medium. And I sometimes love to scribble. If I don't have any inspiration, I scribble a lot. I like that a lot. So here you can see it in a minute, and I'm starting with just a simple pencil. And later on I'm going to use some inks and my jelly roll to make a lot of scribbles. And in the end I really liked it. I see on camera that her face is not completely straight, but I don't mind. I love imperfect art, and that's something I teach to my students also, to embrace every imperfect art you make. In real life, nothing is perfect, right? Here comes ears. I don't do a lot of ears in my art, but yeah, they will disappear also. But in this stage, I did draw some ears in, and yeah. When I see it now on camera, on video, I really like her bald-headed too. So that was a possibility too, but I'm going completely out of my mind with the inks in a minute, you can see it. I've also missed a part of the video where I'm making her hair, not hair, here I'm trying to let the inks drip down. That's something I like to do also. Not a lot of drips, but sometimes a few drips can make a piece interesting, but that will disappear also. There is my jelly roll, and here I'm starting scribbling a lot, really a lot. And I like the style when I combine it with beeswax. You can see that later on in the video. I didn't want to ruin this piece of this piece on the right side was coffee dyed paper, and I really liked everything about it. So there was not much. I don't use any paint or anything. A little bit of gesso later, but not any paint of. Because I liked the background of her face. Here are the scribbles. It relaxes me a lot when I do scribbling. I really, really like to do that. In a minute I'm off camera too. I'm just doing the same thing in her neck and her shoulders. I'm sorry for this, guys and girls. It is really late in the evening. It is already night, and I'm doing the voiceover for this video because I just could not stop. Playing with her eyes. I keep it all in this stage. It's all black and white. Just a pen, a simple pen. This is play. This is pure play for me, and I need that sometimes. I'm not the kind of person that makes that all my art needs to be for sale or something like that. I'm a really true art journaler. So here I'm trying to do it with some Indian ink, some black Indian ink, very fine scribbles, a little bit on the eyebrows, her nose, and some parts of her mouth. I was not completely satisfied with her nose, but who cares? Embrace all imperfections. I'm trying to get her ear out a little bit. I need to translate. I don't know how it's called. It's what I'm using here. In Dutch we say kroontjespen, but I don't know what it's called in English. Okay, I zoomed out a little bit far, I can see, but it's still visible good enough for you to see everything. This is just some gesso here and there to do some highlighting. Very loose. A little bit of white in the eyes. And here is the part I forgot to turn on my camera. Basically, I did with inks in a needle bottle. I did some scribbles that indicate her hair, and I did make some drips to the left, as you can see. So that's all I did. Nothing special. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm just so focused on a piece that I totally forget to turn on the camera. These are some Sennelier's oil pastels. They go very, very well with beeswax. When you fuse the beeswax, it becomes one. It's really beautiful. You can see it in a minute. I did off camera, did 2 layers of beeswax. Because otherwise the video would be way too long. Let me know in the comments if you want to do me a video in real time. I do it I do it for you. I don't mind, but I'm always trying to not make that long videos. So I'm stamping some text. This is the Art for Me, a text stamp in the background. A little bit in the face like tattoo. Here is the needle bottle I was telling earlier, and here you can see what I did before. It's pretty easy. Just make scribbles, a lot of scribbles. Then I've decided to add some white ink. In the end, I don't like it that much. I wish I didn't add the white ink, but then again, it's on there, and I played with it, make it. I've did make some splatters. So here is the 3rd layer of beeswax, and I've added some dried plants, as you can see. I just wanted to play with it and see what it does. Is it possible? Basically just experimenting. And then after the 3rd layer, I've decided to fuse the whole piece. And fusing means just with your heat gun, make your beeswax hot, and don't stay too long on one place, but make little circles. And as you can see, when you turn away from that area you fused, it immediately becomes white. That will dry. It stays a little bit on the milky side, but it will dry pretty clear. And I am really impressed of beeswax. Love to use it. I even used it in my art journal, and it goes perfect. It is a super fun finish for all the art pieces, and I really I know for sure that I'm going to should I put this? I'm basically what I want to say is that I'm keep on using it. That's what I'm trying to say. I really like it a lot, and to me it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth, because that's not me. I like it when here and there is some how it's called, if it's not even, you know what I mean. If there is some texture from the beeswax, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't mind. Here I'm adding some with a sharp point. I'm adding some making some little holes, and in those holes I will add some oil pastels. You you can see it on video. It is too far away. They are really small holes, so it is not possible for you to see on video what I've did. But here I am with, I don't have a lot of senneliers. I'm still saving up for some colors, but I'm trying to fill in the holes I've made, and it is almost not visible on camera. The senneliers are really smooth, and I did make some texture with my paper towel, because the beeswax really needs some time to dry, to become hard. And I've decided to give it a little bit of a fuse, just the upper layer. I'm making it shiny, and if it's shiny, I'm turning away with my heat gun, so that the oil pastels will become one with the beeswax and stay permanent on it. Really loved this technique. I think it's gorgeous. Definitely playing a lot more with this than in the future. Thanks for watching.